Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive edition of Celebrity Drama Unpacked, where we dive deep into the shocking meltdown that has everyone from Hollywood Boulevard to the backroads of Tennessee buzzing like a hive of angry hornets. Picture this. It's a balmy evening in the heart of New York City, the kind where the skyline twinkles like a sequined gown at a debutante ball, and the set of Watch What Happens Live is humming with that electric pre-show energy. Andy Cohen, the undisputed king of Bravo's glittering empire, is perched on his signature velvet throne, his eyes sparkling with that trademark mix of mischief and martini-fueled wit. Tonight's guest, none other than Leanne Morgan, the Southern belle-turned-comedy sensation whose Netflix sitcom, Leanne, has been devouring viewing minutes faster than a toddler at a candy buffet. 1.34 billion in just 2 weeks since its July premiere. Folks, that's not just success, that's a cultural juggernaut. Leanne sweeps onto the stage in a flurry of floral prints and feisty charm, her blonde curls bouncing like they have a vendetta against gravity, and the audience erupts in applause that could wake the dead. She's here to promote not just her sitcom's skyrocketing second season renewal but also her upcoming special, Unspeakable Things, dropping November 4th like a mic at a roast. Andy leans in, flashing that boyish grin, and kicks things off with the usual flair. Leanne, honey, spill the sweet tea, what's the secret sauce behind your southern sass that's got America hooked? Laughter ripples through the crowd, glasses clink in the VIP lounge, and for a fleeting moment, it feels like the perfect storm of humor and hospitality. But oh, darlings, that moment. It was the calm before the Category 5 clapback. As Leanne settles into her seat, crossing her legs with the poise of a woman who's wrangled 3 kids and a career resurgence in her 50s, she launches into tales of her Tennessee roots, growing up in a world of biscuit-making mamas and moonshine-sipping uncles, where comedy wasn't a career but a survival skill. Andy nods along, sipping his cocktail, but you can see the wheels turning in that producer's brain of his, always hunting for the juicy angle that turns a chat into clickbait gold. Little did they know, the night's forecast called for thunder, lightning, and a full-on exit stage left that would leave jaws on the floorboards. Now, let's rewind just a tad to set the scene properly, because context is the mortar holding this mansion of mayhem together. Leanne Morgan isn't your run-of-the-mill funny lady, she's a force of nature forged in the fires of family life and Facebook fame. Back in the day, this Tennessee native was just a mom juggling diapers and dinner rolls, posting hilarious videos about the absurdities of suburban survival that went viral faster than a gossip chain letter. Fast forward to 2025, and here she is, a Netflix darling whose debut sitcom has critics calling it the freshest slice of southern fried hilarity since Steel Magnolias met Modern Family. The show's about a sassy empty nester navigating midlife with wit sharper than a Ginsu knife, and it's resonated so hard that fans are already petitioning for spin-offs featuring her fictional kinfolk. Andy Cohen, meanwhile, is Bravo's wizard behind the curtain, the man who turned housewives into household names and turned after-parties into appointment viewing. His show, Watch What Happens Live, is that glorious witching hour where stars spill, shade is thrown, and the unfiltered truth flows freer than the view of Cliquot. They've crossed paths before. Leanne guested back in July with Kristen Johnston, playing that gloriously gross, what's in the glory hole game that had everyone in stitches, but this solo sit-down was billed as a deep dive into Leanne's empire building. The audience, a mix of Bravo superfans in sequins and comedy connoisseurs clutching their programs, settles in as the band strikes up a funky intro riff. Andy, ever the showman, teases the night's polls. Will Leanne reveal her go-to guilty pleasure snack, or are we getting the dirt on co-star crushes? Chuckles ensue, and Leanne plays along, her drawl wrapping around punchlines like kudzu on a fence post. She recounts her journey from PTA meetings to prime time, how a simple video about folding fitted sheets turned into a stand-up tour that sold out arenas from Nashville to New York. Y'all, I didn't set out to be funny, she quips, I just got tired of crying and started laughing instead. The crowd eats it up, Andy's eyes light up, he loves a good underdog story, especially one laced with levity. But as the conversation meanders from her inspirations, shout out to that trailblazing comedian who lit the spark, to the most famous contact in her phone, hint, it's not who you think, a subtle shift occurs. Andy, probing for edge, pivots to the elephant in the soundstage. Leanne, your humor's all heart and home, but in this cancel culture cyclone, how do you dodge the drama? It's an innocent enough question, or so it seems, but in the rearview, it's the spark that ignites the powder keg. Leanne pauses, her smile tightening just a smidge, like a rubber band stretched one pull too far. And just like that, the temperature in the studio spikes hotter than a July jalapeno. Andy, perhaps riding the high of his own headline-hunting instincts, doubles down with a zinger meant to be playful but landing like a lead balloon. Come on, Leanne, your bits on traditional family values are gold, but let's be real, in Andy's world of Bravo Bedlam, isn't there a little wild child waiting to break free? Spill. Ever partied like a real housewife? The audience titters nervously, sensing the line between banter and boundary blur. Leanne's eyes narrow, that southern steel flashing beneath the sugar coating. She's built her brand on relatable realness, moms who meal prep miracles, wives who weather storms with a wink, not on the tabloid tango of trashed tables and tweeted feuds. Andy, darlin', she drawls, voice honeyed but laced with habanero heat, I appreciate the invite to your glitter glue gumbo, but my wild is wrangling grandkids, not wristlets at a wet bar. Laughter bubbles up, but it's edged now, like fizzy wine gone flat. Andy, unfazed or maybe a touch tipsy, presses, fair, but your Netflix show's blowing up because it's got that edge, that wink at the what-ifs. What's the one rule you'd break for a laugh? It's here, in this hairpin turn of dialogue, that the clash crystallizes. Leanne, who's clawed her way from obscurity without compromising her core, feels the jab as judgment, as if her wholesome hilarity is somehow lesser in the shadow of scandal sheet stardom. Rules. Honey, I live by 'em, manners, moxie, and making it through Monday without margaritas. But if you're askin', if I'd trade my truth for your tabloid tango, the answer's a hard no. The studio hushes, the band's rhythm faltering like a skipped heartbeat. Andy chuckles, trying to course correct with a sip and a segue. Touché, Queen, now, about that second season. But the damage is done. The air crackles with unspoken static, viewers at home leaning into screens, whispers rippling through the crowd like wind through willows. Leanne shifts in her seat, fingers drumming the armrest, her mind clearly churning faster than a stand mixer on high. This isn't just small talk gone sour, it's a collision of worlds, the heartfelt humor of hearth and home slamming against the high-octane hype of Hollywood's underbelly, and as the seconds stretch, you can almost hear the fault line fracturing. Boom, the eruption hits like a thunderclap in a trailer park. Leanne, her cheeks flushing rosier than a sunburnt debutante, sets down her untouched cocktail with a clink that echoes like a gavel. Andy, bless your heart, but this ain't my rodeo. I'm here talking 'bout laughin' through life, not litigating laundry lists of who's who in the what now. The words hang heavy, the audience frozen in that delicious dread of live TV tipping into trainwreck territory. Andy, master salvager that he is, attempts a pivot. Leanne, I adore your authenticity, it's why you're killing it. Let's pivot to fan questions. But Leanne's had her fill, the perceived patronizing pat on the head for her safe shtick ignites a firestorm she's banked for years. Authenticity, that's rich comin' from a man who thrives on the tea spillin' circus. My fans tune in for truth, not the trash you peddle as prime time. I won't sit here bein' your southern sideshow. Gasps ripple outward, phones whip out to capture the carnage, and Andy's face shifts from suave to stunned, his quick wit momentarily waylaid. Whoa, Leanne, that's not, he starts, but she's already rising, smoothing her skirt with the dignity of a queen dethroned. The bandleader cues an awkward fade-out tune, but Leanne's voice slices through. Y'all at home, keep it real, life's too short for fake feuds. Andy, darlin', next time lead with love, not the lure of likes. With that, she turns on her heel, those bouncy curls now a banner of defiance, and strides off stage amid a symphony of stunned silence broken by scattered claps from her corner of supporters. The studio lights seem to dim in her wake, Andy left holding the mic like a hot potato, stammering a half-hearted, well, folks, that's Leanne Morgan, unfiltered and unforgettable. Cut to commercial, but the internet, it's already ablaze. Within minutes, #Leanne walks trends nationwide, clips circulating faster than contraband cornbread recipes. Fans flood socials. Queen Leanne said no to the nonsense. #Team Southern Sass versus Bravo loyalists decrying, ungrateful guest alert, Andy was just keeping it lively. Pundits pile on, from TMZ touting, Bravo blow up, Cohen clobbered, to country blogs crowning her, the comedian who called cap. Backstage whispers leak, producers scrambling, publicists dialing damage control, and Leanne reportedly cooling off in her dressing room with a sweet tea and a satisfied smirk. This wasn't a tantrum, it was a takedown, a testament to a woman unwilling to be anyone's punchline. As the show stumbles back from break, Andy cracks a joke about needing stronger drinks, but the elephant's still trumpeting, and America. We're all ears. Fast forward through the fallout fog, and the morning after dawns like a hangover in high heels, headachy, hazy, but impossible to ignore. By sunrise, Leanne's storm-off has shattered server records, racking up more views than her sitcom premiere, with YouTube breakdowns popping up like prairie dogs. Leanne vs. Andy. The full fiery breakdown, amassing millions overnight. Talk shows from The View to The Kelly Clarkson Show, scramble segments, whoopee crowing. Finally, someone tells Bravo to behave. While Kelly laments the lost levity, Leanne, ever the class act, breaks her silence via Instagram Live from her Nashville nook, perched on a porch swing with a pooch at her feet. Y'all, last night wasn't about beef, it's about boundaries. Andy's a hoot, but I won't dilute my dishwater for drama's sake. Grateful for the love, let's laugh on. Her words, warm as biscuits fresh from the oven, win back waverers, boosting her specials pre-orders into the stratosphere. Andy, meanwhile, addresses the elephant via tweet. Leanne Morgan is a comedy colossus, fiery, fierce, and fabulous. Respect to queens who queen. WWHL salutes. It's diplomatic dynamite, dousing flames without fully fanning them, and Bravo brass. They spin it as spontaneous sparkle, teasing a potential peace talk sequel. But dig deeper, and the ripples reveal rifts. Insiders spill to Variety about Andy's edgy evolution, clashing with Leanne's rootsy resurgence, hinting at a broader culture clash in comedy's carnival. Feminists fist pump for her fortitude, conservatives cheer her values vanguard, and neutrals. They Netflix and nod, binging her show anew. Ratings for the episode skyrocket 40%, proving scandals the sincerest flattery. Leanne's team leverages the lightning. Tour dates double, merch flies off shelves that, bless your heart, sold out in seconds, and whispers of a memoir, sass and storm-offs, swirl like sweet tea on ice. Andy. His podcast plugs the pandemonium, turning tension into ticket sales. Yet beneath the buzz, a bittersweet truth lingers. In an industry addicted to adrenaline, Leanne's exit was a exhale, a reminder that real stars shine brightest unscripted. As pundits parse and parodies proliferate, from SNL sketches to TikTok tributes, the tale transcends tabloid, becoming a touchstone for trailblazers tired of the trope. Hollywood holds its breath. Will this be a bridge burn or a breakthrough? Only time, and perhaps a reunion rumble, will tell. So, as the dust settles on this delicious dust-up, what wisdom do we whisk away from the whirlwind? Leanne Morgan's Midnight Mutiny isn't just gossip fodder, it's a galvanizing gospel for go-getters grappling with the glamour grind. In a landscape littered with lip-sync scandals and lukewarm lattes, her bold bolt reminds us, authenticity ain't optional, it's the antidote to exhaustion. She's not storming off stages to spite, she's striding toward spotlights that suit her sparkle, proving a 50-something Southerner can school the style setters on staying true. Andy Cohen, love him or lump him, emerges edgier, his empire's elasticity tested, emerging tougher, a testament to Talk TV's tenacity. Together, they've turbocharged a conversation on comedy's crossroads. Can cozy quips coexist with chaotic confessions, or must we pick sides in the punchline wars? Fans, fractured yet fervent, flock to forums, forging factions that fuel the fire. Hashtag Leanne Legend versus hashtag Andy Always, a digital duel destined for dormancy but delicious while it dances. For Leanne, the horizon's hazy with promise. That November special poised to pulverize playbooks, second season scripts simmering with sassier stakes, and a stand-up circuit sold out to standing ovations. She's not just surviving the spotlight, she's reshaping it, one witty walkout at a time. Andy, he'll host harder, huger, his clubhouse forever changed by the queen who quit the quickie. And as viewers, we're the victors, vicariously vindicated in our voyeurism, toasting to the thrill of the unpredicted. So raise your glass, be it bourbon neat or bubbly bold, to the beauties of boundary setting, the bravery in banter's breach. In the end, Leanne didn't just storm off, she stormed in, etching her ethos eternal. Tune in next time for more mayhem unpacked, where the heart of Hollywood beats bold and unbowed. Until then, keep it real, y'all, and remember, sometimes the best punchline is walking away with your head high and your humor higher. Fade to black on this blockbuster brawl, the encore awaits in the afterglow.